I love it, man.
All right. Well, hey guys, thanks a lot for meeting with me today. I'm really excited. Steph and I are really excited to do something in Mahogany Bay. So thanks for both of your input and support on this project.
I'm excited you're doing something down there, man. That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So listen, should do you got some questions for me? Do you want me to give a little overview of what we're looking to do, or how do you envision us moving forward with working together?
I say jump on in and tell me what you've got in mind and what you're hoping to accomplish, and we'll just take it from there. Which lots do you have, by the way?
Okay, so I own lot number 6100. It's on street number 7, I believe. So just about 3 in.
That's the parcel number, no?
Parcel number
Yeah, that's-
6100. Yep.
You don't happen to know what lot that is, do you?
Let me find out. Wendy, puedes mirar parcel number 6100. Lot number is.
I might have parcel numbers in this map, Jenny. No, I don't.
I can always show it to you on Google Earth if you don't have the maps there.
No, we do have. The thing is, we always do lot numbers instead parcel, but I can find that right now. I have them up here.
But go ahead while we're looking that up. Keep on trucking.
Yeah, Cooter. So first of all, always loved Mahogany Bay. Always from day one. You know, from the time the first excavator went in the ground. I always thought it would be a cool project. But when I was down there, last month, and I saw how much building was taking place, and Steph and I were able to stay in one of the homes. I think it was called the Casablanca. So love the design, love the.
That's the
Oh yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that's a great house.
Go ahead, Jenifer.
The wheelhouse. That's called the wheelhouse. The design. So Cooter, yeah, I have an idea.
Okay. Okay. So that house that we stayed in, that's a standard off the shelf design. Was that customized in any way?
No, so surprisingly, that's one of our more popular houses in the States, right? And we just kind of tweaked it a little bit to do it in Mahogany Bay, and it fit pretty well.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so what we're looking to do. So anyways, that really got me excited about doing something in there for all the reasons that Will and this team promote it. Steph and I travel back and forth a lot. We're based out of Europe. Right now we're living on the French Riviera, but I do go back and forth quite a bit to the island. And normally when I go back, I'll stay at a resort, a Grand Caribe or, Cocoa Beach or something like that. But I was thinking more and more, looking forward to the next 10, 15, 20 years, if we had our own place to go back to, where we had our own things, things like clothes and more of our own home to go back to, that would be good. But also from an Airbnb standpoint, I have a tremendous amount of built-in clientele that I've worked with over 15 years. And so it would be, pretty nice for me personally to be able to have a place where I can, tell my clients, look, you guys can come stay in my home.
Yeah.
I'll give you a reduced rate or however that would work out. Make it a win-win for all of us. So what I was thinking is, just off the top of my head, is I definitely want a boat because, I've had boats in Belize before. I want a boat dock in the front. Doesn't matter to me so much if it's perpendicular or vertical to the property line. And so what I had envisioned was a ground floor, at least 3-bedroom home on the first floor that would be really designed specifically to be a blowout Airbnb, to have really nice features. And that would really be my point for the lower unit would be 100% tricked out to be a nice Airbnb for families. And then the second floor, I wanted that to be more customized to what Steph and I see how we use a place. So maybe like a very large 1-bedroom with customized touches like, a jacuzzi tub, a sauna, things like that, where that's our home. Yes, it can be rented out as well, but it's almost like that's our crash pad.
That's your spot. I love it. That makes a lot of sense, right? And from a space organization standpoint, it works for you too, because you get that big footprint on the ground level And
Yeah.
then you can take advantage of outdoor decks, porches, all that stuff up above. Yeah, slick.
Yeah, and I really like a concept of like a little bit of an outdoor living room, but enclosed. So for example, you guys been to Victoria House, just before you enter Victoria House, they have that little couch and table
Yes.
with the ceiling fan. I like outdoor spaces that still feel like you're inside the house.
Yeah.
So maybe something like that that's screened in. I like getting up really early, 6 a.m., 5:30, having a coffee, journal, meditate, work out a little bit. So a little area like that. But yeah, so that's what I'm kind of thinking, just kind of envisioning. Not sure if I would want a golf cart garage or not, because that's something I normally just rent when I'm on an island. It's easy enough just to pick one up. But maybe definitely dedicated space, of course, to park. But yeah, this is my overall vision. I like concrete. I like the durability, wearability of concrete. But I also like in the wheelhouse that was built out of wood. I love that softer feel. So
Yeah.
I don't want that concrete feel. I want a little bit of a softer feel to the home.
It's easy to get both, right? Like it doesn't have to be one or the other. So that's great. I'll tell you, just hearing what you're describing, I know I don't have it on the shelf, right?
Right.
That's a pretty unique arrangement, but I do think that the easy thing to do is to find a good 3-bedroom that kind of checks all the boxes from your Airbnb perspective.
Mhm.
And then let's just put what you want on top of it, right?
Oh,
Like
okay.
let's just kind of see if we can't find a 3-bedroom that makes sense, and then we'll just work the upper level. So there's really no other way of doing it. I don't think trying to find a 2-story house and reworking the upstairs makes sense,
Sure.
because it's just square footage wise, it's not going to balance out, right? Like most of our 2-story stuff is box over box.
Right.
So I think if we find a good 3-bedroom that is small, does the Airbnb thing the way you like it to do it, then we'll just figure out what we put on top of it and go from there and make it amazing. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong when you're talking about just doing a kick butt 1-bedroom up on top of something. Like it's going to mass out nice. It's going to have great outdoor space. Like it's going to do everything it needs to do.
Cool. Awesome.
Perfect.
Jenny, what did you find out what lot that was?
401.
401.
401. Yes. And I just wanna let you know, like, we are not doing boat slips in phase 2. He's in phase 2, Cooter.
Oh, I thought he said he was on Street 7.
No. Phase 2.
No, I'm in phase 1.
Are you in phase 1?
Yeah, I'm in phase 1. I'm on the street that they're just now putting the electric in.
Yep, I'm
Oh,
looking at it. That's a great lot. That's awesome.
Will told me it was phase 2. Okay, maybe let me check here.
Nope, Street 7, phase 1, lot 401. That's
Yeah.
right. That's a great spot to be.
Yeah, I figured as much. It's not a real long road, and I know a couple of people building on the road already, so I was pretty excited to get that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so have you looked at many of our plans?
No.
Okay.
Jenifer sent me a bunch of stuff to look at. I did look over all those, but I was kind of waiting for this initial conversation before I really started to dive deep.
I think that's perfect, because it's probably better if you let me dig in and find a few that make sense, because with what we're talking about, like the look and all of that really doesn't matter at this stage. Just finding that great 3-bedroom that makes sense is really what it's about. Once we have that, if we can find that as a good starting point, it's just going to make life happen a little bit quicker and a little bit easier.
Sure.
So maybe process. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like, what is the overall process in a nutshell? Like, not every step, but like, what is the top 5 or 6 bullets moving forward? How do you normally work with your clients from this conversation to actually, pilings in the ground, getting it?
No, I love this, Dennis, because this is very typical. And I love that you and I can have this discussion, you being a client, because then you'll be able to share it with all of your clients. and it will make my life much better down the road. So this is a really normal process, right? So first step from right now is let's try to find something we can modify and work with, right? So if I can find we're going to do some pretty heavy changes. So I can already tell you this is going to push more towards the custom plan than finding a stock plan and modifying it. But regardless, the process kind of always starts like this, even if it's just a few changes we're making to it. So we're trying to find something that makes sense. I'm gonna send it to you, talk to you about it, give you a quick little site plan just so you can see how it fits on the site, just so that we'll have something to talk about. And once we have that, if you like the direction it's going, I'll give you a quote for making the modifications and getting you squared away. Email it over to you. Hopefully that's within the range. You go, yeah, this is great, Cooter, let's get going. I'll send you a proposal. We usually get a reuse fee up front. So we get the $1,750 reuse fee up front, and that's when it becomes an official job. Right now, it takes us about 4 to 6 weeks before we actually start a new project. And then once we start it, I try to stay on it and keep it moving and keep it wrapped up as quickly as we can. Average project, just so you know, is 3 to 4 months long.
Okay. From your standpoint, from the architectural standpoint.
Yeah, which kind of freaks out the sales guys, and it freaks out, Jenny and everybody else. Because I mean, it is a long time, right? Just to go through getting a set of plans ready.
Sure.
But that's pretty normal. So it's usually a 3 to 4 month long process for us.
Okay.
First thing we'll do is get you a site sketch, right? Make sure you like it, send you a floor plan sketch, see how you react to it. That we're going to go back and forth a few times. We're not going to nail it on the first try. We don't expect that we will, but eventually we'll get a floor plan that you feel good about. We'll do the same thing for the elevation, get you an elevation back and forth until you feel good about it. Some point early in the process, we're going to have a site plan, we're going to have a floor plan, we're going to have an elevation. You're going to say, yeah, I like what I see. And I like to actually do a 3D model next, just so that you really get it, right?
Yep.
Because when you see those 3D models, there's no mistake in what you're building. You've got a floor plan that makes sense to you. You see the 3D model, everybody kind of understands it, gets it. So
also, Cooter, like we work together, like Cooter will send me the square footage and everything from the first ideas, and then I can start giving you numbers, estimates. And so you also can see not just for the design point of view, but also budget wise, like if you feel comfortable with it, or if we have to add or modify things according to that. I also have a question. Do you want a pool?
Yes.
Because that's important to know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. A pool out front. And
Jenny jumped in, but I was just about to say, as soon as we have that model and we've got the basic floor plan and a concept, I like to pause, right? Like I'm going to stop, give it to Jenny and let her do some magic from a budget perspective, right? Okay. Because we need to know that it's on budget before we start pushing it any further. The worst case scenario is, it's $200,000 more you want to spend, and you get to the end of this and you go, holy shit, this is $200,000 more than I want to spend. I can't do this. Right. So I like to hit the pause and let Jenny kind of jump in and review things and give feedback, and then we're going to react to that, right? Because you're going to get those numbers back and you're going to go, oh, this is great, let's move ahead. Or you're going to go, holy crap, no way, let's do something different. And we'll adjust accordingly, right?
Sure.
And then that gives, if you have to throw it away and do it again, you throw it away, you do it again, and you get right back to that same point again. But at some point we'll get a head nod from you that, yeah, this is on budget, let's keep on going. And then we'd finish up our construction documents, turn it back over to Jenny, and all the hard work begins.
Okay, gotcha. And so then at that point, Jenny, then we can like bid it out to a couple of the approved builders.
Yeah, correct. Even we can start, like if Cooter has a site plan already, we can start the seawall and the boat slip process, that it takes a couple of weeks as well. So that will save us time. Whenever the plans are ready, we can start the permitting process, the bidding process, and then we have the seawall already. That will save us some time.
Okay.
Dennis, who built your office building up over in Secret Beach?
So Israel, he did that whole thing from start to finish. So it was it was a prefab from Premier, I think Premier Homes. But then,
Wow, really?
yeah,
Wow.
it was just the shell of the prefab, and then he customized it all. So he actually hired the workers and did everything, and Pancho helped with some of the solar and all that. So it
Okay.
was yeah, yeah. So he had his he kind of like acted as his own general contractor on that.
Yeah, that's great.
Great.
I thought that project turned out pretty great over there. It really
Yeah.
did. Like I didn't know it was yours, and just driving through, I was like, wow, this is nice. Like I hope we get to see more of this popping up over there.
Yeah, yeah. So I know that of course this discussion is about Mahogany Bay exclusively. For example, I do have a couple beachfront lots that I personally own down south. Cooter, are you doing any architectural things outside of Mahogany Bay, or is this just about
Same,
Mahogany Bay?
same exact process.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Just don't want to
nothing different.
overstep anyone's specialty or what they're focused on. So
I don't brag and seek out other stuff, but we have a very good agreement that they know that, you know, the more I do down there, the better life is for all, right? So we've done one beachfront over in the Secret Beach area. We did one a few years back, actually.
nice.
And would love to do a few more. I've done a few concepts, but none of them have got, you know, a lot of folks, because they don't go through this process with me, a lot of them freak out when they find out how much things are, right? So we kind of get to a basic concept, and then they get prices, and then they're like, holy crap. Like, I didn't realize we were getting into all this. I thought I was going to spend $30,000 and have this amazing beach house that's off the grid.
Yeah, not maybe in Bali, but not in Belize.
Will it work like if we have some numbers from Dennis before you start? Maybe if Dennis has an idea how much you want to spend in this project, so yeah, we can start also like, okay, recommending you square footage or something like that.
Yeah,
I think if 3-bedroom is the guiding factor, I think let's just start with seeing if we can find a small 3-bedroom, and then we'll be able to craft the square footage up above to make him happy. So we can kind of work it backwards and to his budget at the very beginning.
yeah. So I mean, I guess I'm a little different than maybe some of your other clients. I don't have a budget, as long as at the end the numbers make sense for me. Like if I can pencil it out that it's going to do well, and it's going to be what I want to, it's going to be a place I want to use, you know, several months a year. It's going to be a place my clients feel comfortable coming to, being, you know, I want to keep the cost down, but also I recognize I want a nice products too. So yeah.
Well, with that in mind, Dennis, what makes you feel like 3 bedrooms is the magic number for that Airbnb? Do you feel like that's a sweet spot for you?
The 3-bedroom?
Yeah, versus a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, I definitely think 3, just because I see how people travel, you know,
Okay.
Parents, couple kids, grandparents, you know, 3-bedroom is always really nice. You know, do you think 3 bedrooms enough? You think I should go for a 4?
No, well, the reason why I say that is because those lots are pretty small, and trying to get 3 bedrooms down
On a ground floor.
plus the pool, plus, you know, a good space, it gets tight quick, right? So,
okay.
Well, I know we have a few. They're just, you know, they just might not check all the boxes, right? Like to me, when I truly think that we've knocked it out of the park in Mahogany Bay, all the main bedrooms have a good view, right? So you've got the living room on the canal, you've got the primary bedroom on the canal, you've got your spaces that would be up above, of course, they're on the canal. So trying to make sure everybody gets a little bit of that canal, but then we still also have a pool, we still also have a little bit of a yard. Like that, it can get tricky.
Well, I'm going to defer to you on that then, because you tell me. You tell me what's going to fit well. If it's a nice larger 2-bedroom rather than trying to cram a 3, because most of the time it is going to be rented as a 3-bedroom unit. Because when I'm not there, I'm going to rent the whole thing at, you know. So it's already going to be a 3 most of the time. Just when I'm there, it'll be a 2. So maybe that's not so much of an issue.
That's an interesting theory. You know. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay.
Yeah. And then when it comes to, I know it's down the road, but the entire furnishing package and the appliances and getting it turnkey rent ready, is that something you can also help with, Jenny?
Yes, I will recommend you someone for that.
Okay.
We have 3 persons right now working on that, so I will give you some ideas of how much they're given the budget for a 2-3 bedroom, and then you can have an idea.
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. Like I said, with the wheelhouse, I'm going through there looking for a fault. I couldn't find anything. I even found stuff like, oh my goodness, like what was something in the bathroom? Was it? It was a mirror. You had a mirror hanging up in the shower for shaving, and I always shave. So I thought, am I the only guy? And like that little touch, man. At every turn, that was just the perfect place. Seriously. So
I could send you a list of things that went wrong on that one if you want it. Not from your perspective, Jenny. It had nothing to do with you. I
From
mean, from
your-
a design perspective.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Cooter always looking improving and his things. And
yeah.
We got to keep making it better and better, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Here's
otherwise
another
it's
thing.
disappointing.
Is even to the point of having the USB chargers underneath the bar in the kitchen. I mean, usually I walk into an Airbnb anywhere in the world and I set my computer down. I'm like, okay, now where's the plugs? And they're nowhere near where I need them to be. I sat in the kitchen in that wheelhouse, computer was there, and then boom, all my stuff was plugged in. It was like little things like that to me just showed you had so much attention to detail put in the design.
Well, I'll tell you, I had nothing to do with that, Dennis, because I didn't, and I'm not lying, because I didn't even think there were USB connectors in Belize, right? Like, holy shit. Jenny, you found USB plugins?
yes, we're working with company that is providing lights, pictures, and everything. They offer those type of things as well.
Yeah, that's amazing, because when I was there, finding a light bulb was nearly impossible, let alone the idea of a USB charger.
No, we bring everything from Mexico or the US.
Come on, it's 2022, man.
Listen, I was there just a couple of years ago. It felt like it was like 1946, right? Like getting anything was challenging. So
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
No.
well, I don't believe that. Not anymore for you, maybe. I have a feeling normal folks still find difficulty buying anything decent.
Yeah. Well, this is good. I don't want to take up too much of your time. This is good. Do you have any wrap-up questions for me, or do you need what do you need me to do?
I don't need, from my perspective, I don't need you to do anything. I know what lot you're on. I know what you want now. I'll dig in pretty quickly and send you some ideas, and then we'll just keep the dialogue going, right? So tell me time difference. Are you ahead of us or are you behind us? You're in France?
Yeah, I'm in France, so it's 4:30 p.m. right now. So it's what,
Okay.
8:30 a.m. your time?
It's 10:30 my time.
Oh yeah, you're on
8:30
East
Jenny
Coast.
time.
Yeah. Okay.
8:30 my time.
Yeah, okay. So, but this is great. Like, so this is great time for me. I don't know how it is for you, but
No, this is perfect. This is perfect. Yeah. Anytime like
okay,
this.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm
I have what I
excited. Thank you
need.
guys. I'm really excited about this.
I'm excited too. Jenny, you need anything else? Or are you good?
No, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Okay.
Well, then I'll get to work.
All right. Thanks. And you reach me by email if you guys need anything at all.
That's
For sure.
perfect.
All right.
I
Okay.
appreciate
Take care.
it. Dennis.
Bye.
Nice to
Bye.
meet you.
Cooter, can you stay for a while? I do have something to ask
No,
you.
this is Zoom, but I can call you.
Oh, yeah. No, okay. Yeah, yeah. let's have-
I'll send you a Zoom link.
Okay.
See you
See
guys.
you, Dennis.
Bye, Denise.